What's up folks, CrossSG here and Hu Tao has arrived. Lots to do today because I have two videos planned. This one is going to show my pulls because it seems you guys like watching me suffer for some reason. And I'll also talk about how I intend to approach her in my tests for the day one impressions as well as the review that will come later on. Let's do this. Alright, so here's the banner. It's a pretty good one. It's Hu Tao, Xin Chu, Chongyun and Xiangling. That's a pretty good banner. You can't really lose pulling on this banner. I have enough gems for about 2 full pities, which pretty much guarantees at least Hu Tao at C0, because if you look at the history, my last 5-star unit was Ganyu, meaning I'm not guaranteed to get Hu Tao in the first pity. It's just a 50-50 gamble. Either way, I'll be stopping the minute I get her for now at C0 so that I can test her fully at C0 before deciding whether I want to pull for more constellations. Looking at what I know about her so far, I'm probably going to be aiming for at least C2, if not C3, but no more than that. As always, I'm going to do single pulls for the first 20, then 10 pulls until I hit 70, and singles till we hit the pity. 7... Okay, first 4-star. Chongyun. Alright, so 10 more single pulls. So the good thing here is I have all of these characters at C6, so any dupes that I get will go into the Star Glitter, which will allow me to get more pulls. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll just use my gems first. So that's 70. And we got 71. 7. 5-star time. Hu Tao. Hu Tao. What is this? Oh, you gotta be joking me. I think that's C6. I think that is C6, folks. Let me just take a look. I gotta take a screenshot first. My friends are gonna have a laugh at this. Yep, that is a C6 Diluc that I don't even play. Oh well. Alright, we're starting back from scratch. Let's go to the shop and grab all 16. Okay. And now we have 10 pulls all the way to pity. We are guaranteed Hu Tao, so I already know it's coming. It's just a matter of when. 75. There we go. Let's go, baby. Yes. Very nice. Okay. Let's get her on the team. And here she is, folks. Let's take a look at her animations. Normal attack. Oh, I like her animations. I like how that feels. Very weighty animations. Let's take a look at a charge attack. Alright, let's see. Okay, let's just try her E. Oh, her charge attack gets extremely spammable in her E. Look at that. There's virtually no cooldown. I mean, not cooldown. There's virtually no animation. Right? So there's no internal cooldown for the animation. Let's try that again. So you see, this was one of the big unknowns I had about her when I was doing my pre-launch personal analysis of her. I was worried that she might have this delay. Right? I know rumors were saying that she didn't, but you know, you never know, right, with rumors. So now that we know that there's no longer an animation delay and you can actually spam this, this makes her C1 extremely valuable, because when you activate this, charge attacks don't cost any stamina. Alright, I just want to go through everything real quick just to make sure nothing changed. So free C1, a C2, yep, nothing has changed. C4, okay, 12% crit, excluded, yep, nothing has changed with this. Okay. So triggers when it's below 25% or when she suffers a lethal strike, can only occur once every 60 seconds for the next 10 seconds, so her C6 still kind of sucks. Oh yeah, by the way, I think her C6 sucks, so yeah, that's just my personal opinion. I know lots of folks think her C6 is really good. My initial analysis, and I'm prepared to admit that I'm totally wrong as we go along, but my initial analysis is that her C6 is just terrible. I played many games with a cheat death mechanic, and getting a 10-second buff that reduces damage she takes and increases her crit rate to 100% once every 60 seconds is a 16% uptime on this for a C6, and in my opinion, that's a really bad C6. We'll see, we'll see. Like I said, I have no problems admitting I'm wrong if it turns out that I'm wrong, but that's just my initial impressions of her C6. Okay, so we have normal attacks, modifiers, the same. Yeah, it's all the same. Okay, so she didn't get buffed or nerfed at the last minute, and let's just get her to 90 first, shall we? I think I have enough materials. My main concern is not the materials, but the Mora. I think it requires 2 million Mora. Oh yes, I realized I might not have enough silk to get her to 90. For that last ascension, I might need to go farm real quick. Alright, so I have picked up all the silk flowers I need, and let's ascend her to 90. I could always get some from the shop, but I don't think I'll have enough to get her to 90 and level her skills. So let's just see if I have enough to get all her skills to level 6. I think I have enough materials. Alright, that's level 6 on all skills, C0. Let's get some gear on her. And as you can see, I did get my 2 Staff of Homers. That was the goal since the day the weapon banner dropped. I got lucky and hit both of them on back-to-back pities without getting any more gravestones, thank God. Anyway, I ran out of mats for the second Homer, so that's gonna sit at level 1 for a bit. Alright, let's talk about my general plans for today. I plan to test Hu Tao out with 2 primary artifact setups. The first is the seemingly de facto set, 4-piece Witches. No introduction needed here, we all know what Witches does. My Witches set is complete garbage, by the way, despite me spending over a week farming for just Witches alone. But hey, not everyone has God rolled artifacts, so I guess this is an opportunity to test a more reasonable Hu Tao, instead of one with like God tier artifacts. Now the same can't be said for the second set I want to test on her though, and that's 4-piece Petras. Yes, I intend to test 4-piece Petras on Hu Tao herself, not on a support like most folks are planning to do. 2 main reasons for this. First, by virtue of me maining Geo units for so long, I have quite the arsenal of pretty ridiculous Petra pieces. Second, because Hu Tao looks to deal almost full pyro damage, the 35% pyro damage bonus here is pretty much on par with the other popular alternatives like Lava Walkers, 4-piece Witches, or Witches and Gladiator. Yes, I am aware that I could stand to gain much more running Petras on one of my supports plus something like Lava Walkers on Hu Tao instead. But from the perspective of someone who has extensively built 4 Geo units and who runs Geo units as supports on a vast majority of my teams, I've always found that the Petra bonus is really hard to reliably keep up. I mean, why bother crystal hunting on my support when I could probably kill the target on my carry in the same amount of time that I spent hunting for crystals? My only questions right now are A, how a pyro-only comp would hold up against the other reaction comps, for example, and B, whether I can actually get it to work in a reaction comp itself, which segues nicely into the next segment, team setups. So I plan to test Hu Tao with various team combinations of course, but they generally fall into 2 primary types of teams. The first would be a double Pyro double Geo team consisting of Zhongli, Xiangling and Hu Tao, with the last slot open to any second Geo unit. Now, Albedo would obviously be one of the best choices for this because of the sustained DPS that he brings, but the reason I'm leaving it open-ended is because 3 5-star units on one team is really quite unrealistic, and I personally believe that the core team of Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Xiangling would still function just fine regardless of which second geo unit you put on the team. And the second team I want to test on Hu Tao would be the standard reaction comp, and there are a few variations that I'm going to be testing. First, we have Hu Tao, Zhongli, Xingqiu, and Xiangling, which I think would be a pretty popular choice in general, cross-vaporizing all over the place and such. Then there's Hu Tao, Zhongli, Xingqiu, plus one of 3 possible cryo units. We get cooldown reduction and burst DPS from Chongyun. We get sustained DPS and cryo application from both Ganyu or Kea. Of course, if we went for cryo units, we do lose Pyro Resonance plus the huge buffs that Xiangling brings, but we do gain intermittent freeze capabilities and a potentially more consistent cross-melt or cross-vaporize environment. That's pretty much all I got for now, folks. I didn't do a pre-launch thoughts video on Hu Tao, so I just wanted to let you guys know how I'm going to approach my first impressions video. There's lots to test, so I better get to it. As always, thumbs up if you liked it, crush that subscribe button, and I'll catch you back here at the end of the day.
Stabilize.
Nice and spicy. Go.
Gather.
Eat this. Booba, get them. Higher, higher, pants on fire. Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl.